everybody. This is the December meeting of the Access Health Connecticut Shop Advisory Committee meeting. And I'd like to remind everybody to introduce themselves the first time they speak. I'm Grant Ritter, one of the co-chairs for the committee. And to begin, let's take a roll call.
Frank Ritter.
Here.
Pamela Rosick.
Here.
Matthew Katz. Paul Philpott. Kevin Galvin.
Here.
Thank you. Alan Skinner. Shelley Sweet. Paul Lombardo.
Here.
And Chris McKinnon. Paul Lombardo's here. Okay, thank you. And Mr. Christopher McKinnon. Not here. Thank you. And Mr. Chair, there was no public comment.
Okay, so we'll skip to the next item on the agenda, which I'd like to have a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting, which was in August.
This is Pam.
Kevin Galvin,
Motion to accept. Whoop. Second, Pam.
Okay, Kevin made the motion, Pam seconded. So again, a roll call vote on accepting. Oh, I should ask first, is there any changes or comments on them? Okay, let's have a roll call vote to accept them.
Frank Ritter.
Yes.
Pamela Rosick.
Yes.
Matthew Katz. Kevin Galvin.
Yes.
Alan Skinner. Shelley Sweet. Paul Philpott. Paul Lombardo.
Yes.
And Christopher McKinnon. Thank you.
Okay, now I'd like to turn the meeting over to John Carbone to discuss shop metrics and give us an update.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. John Carbone, Director of Shop and Product Development. So thank you, everybody, for joining today. Over the next several slides, we're going to talk a little bit about what we've been doing the past quarter and talking about year-over-year statistics and demographics. On the tail end of this meeting, our folks over at Mintz will talk about some of the marketing campaigns and some of the initiatives we have going out and also share a video with you. But at this moment right now, I'd like to talk a little bit about the current enrollment that we're at. So year over year, currently right now, we're up about 30% on the number of groups from 370 to 481. Our subscribers are up about 45%. So that's basically 1041 to 1509. And our membership is up about 39% from 1575 to 2193. Now that's year over year. Quarter over quarter, we're growing a little bit around a 4 to 5% increase over that. So we're excited about the trajectory of where we're going and continuing to have the team grind through, bringing our message out there and helping individuals get enrolled on either the group side or on the individual side. As many of you know, the American Rescue Plan Act has, given us an opportunity to allow groups to enroll on both sides of the fence. So we're continuing to share that vision and making sure we stay focused on our mission, which has helped to lower the uninsured rate and show everybody all the different types of options that we may have available on our platform. So our average size group right now is a little around 4.5 to 6%. We've always kind of played in what we call the micro group. It's usually a group from anywhere from 2 to 5, 2 to 6. We're continuing to grow that, and we're going to continue to hopefully try to see if we can make an additional jump into working on some of those metrics to bring in some bigger groups. But that, we'll hopefully see what happens in the January numbers. We're excited and happy to see what's coming in, but usually the membership growth for that comes in at the very last second, around Christmas time and the very last week of December. So we'll have all those statistics and numbers for you in February. Does anybody have any questions on the slide in front? Okay, next, Martian. Part of the help with the growth in our membership is from our retention team. We've been able to move our retention numbers up significantly from around 87, 88% to a overall metrics of 95%. So we're very excited on how we're able to bring in these members year over year and keep them and continue to grow them and nurture and incubate them to show them that we do have options for them in our pool. Last year there was 10 plans. This year we have 11, 6 with Connecticut, 5 with Anthem, And we were able to provide them a variety of different types of options and plans, from, PPO plans to POS plans to HSA plans, which the retention numbers usually kind of indicate that we do have what people are looking for, but we do have some recommendations going forward into 2022 for the 2023 options with some different types of plan options. So we're very excited what we have in store again, and we're going to continue to work with our clients and continue to provide them the best services. So again, Connecticut is at 96% retention, Anthem is at 94%, so our overall retention right now is at 95%. Any questions on this slide? Okay, Marcia, next. We felt like it's very important to have everybody kind of understand in our book of business what some of our average costs are for some plans. So, right now for a single between the ages of 19 and 34, the average cost is about $425 a month. Between 35 and 54, our average cost is about $837 a month. And for 55 and older, our average cost is around $1,318. Currently, right now, our book of business is broken down with about 43% of our population in a bronze plan, 31% of it in a silver plan, and 26% of it in a gold plan. As many of you know, these employers and brokers are, driving, the plan choices. It doesn't mean most of our membership has multiple plan options. Very limited to, it's very small percentage of our groups have one choice option. Our employers like to give their employees multiple options, and this represents that because it's almost a balance across the board, because our employers and brokers like to show different types of options from a bronze all the way up to the gold and let that employee pick the plan that best fits their needs. So we felt like to, just to show everybody the average cost by age coming across through all these plans. So this is currently year over year right now. So we'll continue to carry these metrics through and make sure we keep an eye on these numbers also too. Any questions here? All right, Marcin. So our shop demographics, as you guys can see through this through this table right now, it's pretty well balanced throughout all the male and female, which creates a good consistency of risk throughout the book of business. Our rates have kind of seen that, except this year we'd have a little uptick in our rates, and our renewals for January are going to be a little more challenging. But we feel that our relationship with our members and our brokers and our employers hopefully will carry this through. We're averaging right now anywhere from a 10% to about a 13% renewal for 1/1, but with some of our plan options with minimal changes, we're able to get groups down into single digits. So we're showing a variety of options throughout there, and that creates that balance across both the male and female. So as you kind of see through this chart, we're almost at a 50-50 across the board with our male and female demographics, leaning more heavily into the 19 to 54 age. But it's a good balance for the underwriters, and I think they do enjoy to see that. So I'm not really sure if anybody has any questions on the demographics. Okay.
John, I have a question as you're backing up a little bit. How do our costs compare to off exchange? And did they go up as much as we went up?
So yeah, they did. It's pretty similar across the board. It's been a somewhat of a, the previous year was in the single digits. So the cost has gone up into a similar bracket between 10 and 15%. The medical trend is usually between 10 and 12%. So yes, it has. It's been pretty much streamlined across the board.
Okay, so we're not going to lose competitively, lose them to the off exchange necessarily. Okay.
Well, it's not necessarily. It's about price point products, what people are looking for, what employers are looking to do to save money. So we're hoping that, as you can see with our retention numbers, we're hoping to continue to be able to have that. We keep you enrolled. We make sure we provide you the best service we possibly can, and we have good benefits with a decent price point. So sometimes that alone will hopefully keep those individuals.
Yeah, no, the retention rates were exceptional. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you. All right, Martin, next.
Hey, John, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, just a question, probably going back to the first slide, but I'll put it out there anyway. As your people talk to potential clients, and some come on and some don't. Do you get feedback, or do you know what the resistance points are of the ones who do not come on with us?
Yeah, Kevin, it's a variety of a few other options. One, it's easier to stay put, especially if it's there's not a significant savings. If that savings isn't more than 5-6%, it's easier for them to stay put and stay in their current plan, and them just absorbing the costs. Then there's other there's other products out there like the self-funded, which are kind of very attractive for some clients, may not understand it very well. We're starting to see a lot of the clients we lost last year to self-funded kind of come back. So those are kind of the reasons. But also too, Kevin, what we're not able to track, because it's just all over the board, is having individuals that we're potentially pitching, but showing them the option of the individual side. And the individual side can significantly save them money. We've had a number of clients this year that have done that and have gone there because we were able to save them a significant amount of money as an employer, but also too with the employees receiving advanced premium tax credits. So it's a blend of all three of those.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So this next slide is going to show the enrollment by carriers. And what we wanted to do is show it again, everything over year, quarter by quarter. As you can tell from year over year, the number has moved a little more to the Connecticut side, about 55 to 60%. The membership for the Connecticut product has increased. They have currently right now 60% of the membership at 1324 versus Anthem having 869 members, about 40% of the membership. As you can see, though, both products are growing and continue to grow, and each product has something for somebody. Versus it can be copays in different types of products, national coverage versus localized coverage, Passage Gold plan versus just a regular gold plan at a different price point. So there are some wants and needs from the broker community and employers. So we're happy to see that both of our carrier partners are growing and are growing substantially. So we're excited about that and continue to move forward on that. Questions there? All right. Over the next slide, we wanted to show our demographics versus, in counties. As we all know, most of our membership kind of tends to stay in Fairfield, New Haven, and Hartford. Hartford has picked up the pace. The arrows down do not represent loss of membership or anything. It just means that the arrows that are up are outpacing the red arrows. So where Hartford has been significantly outpacing New Haven by 4%, quarter over quarter. We see that increasing and happening a little bit more. Fairfield has been very steadily. We're continuing to focus in on Litchfield, Tolland, Wyndham, New London, and Middlesex, as we feel like there's some great growth points for us in those communities, and we're going to continue to push through in 2022. So we're excited to see what comes out of that. But as you can see, New Haven has 500 members in their county. Fairfield has 492. Hartford has 585. So between those three, they represent most of the significance of membership. We're going to continue to focus on those other ones because those other counties have opportunities for us in the future. So with our bucket right now around 2193, we're hoping to be able to move that number with the support of those other counties. Any questions on this slide?
Hey, John, this is Paul Lombardo.
Yeah.
I may have asked this in past meetings. As far as small employers go, is the reason why Litchfield, Wyndham, and New London are somewhat lower in Tolland, though those are more rural areas, right? You're not going to have a concentrated group of small employers in those counties, and that's why we're seeing the significant enrollment in Fairfield, New Haven, and Hartford?
Yeah, absolutely. As we know, the Beltline is where where kind of the population is. What we want to do is make sure that we just don't ignore those. So you're correct. There's not as much for us to kind of go in there and hunt, but we want to make sure we still go in there and hunt and make sure we represent those individuals and those counties and those employers. So you are correct, because that's where the membership is going to be. But to be very honest with you, Paul, I think we can get these numbers up a little bit more. I think there is still some meat left on the bone in these 5 counties that we can focus in on and potentially help grow our number through these communities. As we all know, the broker community likes to kind of stay where, most of the fishes are. So we're going to help it, hopefully expand out and see if we can grow these into, maybe some double-digit numbers in the future.
Yeah, thanks, John. The other question I would have is, what would be helpful is to know of the small employers, say in Litchfield County, instead of the 7.7% of total enrollment, what do we have as a percentage of the small employers that are located in Litchfield? Do we have 15% of the small employers enrolled in Litchfield County or Windham County? I think those numbers would be beneficial as well to better understand what type of penetration we have in those counties versus, because they're always going to be artificially low percentages compared to Fairfield, New Haven, and Hartford.
Absolutely. Great question. What we'll do is we'll try to see if we can put some of that data together for you, Paul, at our next meeting in February. So
Thanks, John.
we'll work on that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Marcia, next slide. All right. So just to give everybody a little update, as many of you may know or may not know, also in our bucket is standalone dental on the individual side. And we basically manage this product on a sales point of view. And what we want to do is just share the numbers quarter over quarter, year over year. So year over year, we've had a 35.7% growth on this. So we're excited about that number and continuing to go into 2022. We're seeing a good trend upward also too with this membership. We are going to be improving on some of the technology in this. And we are going to hopefully improve on making sure we can get out to more individuals with this product. So year over year, again, 35.7%. Basically, since last quarter, it was a 7.24% increase. The average subscriber age is around 31%. Not a big penetration in broker participation versus on the group side. Our group side is around 89% of our brokers are attached to a small group case. On the dental side, not as much. It's only 12.5% of the brokers. This also probably has a lot to do with, not everybody they choose to dabble in ancillary lines of business. For an Access Health side, that means that we provide more of a service and explaining the different types of products and dental products are out there. So from our call center team to our broker support team to our shop team, we all kind of contribute in this to see if we can make sure we get as many individuals enrolled into these products through Anthem. So we're excited on the growth and the trajectory of this also too, and what's to come up in the future too on creating a little more of a streamlined approach to make sure that everybody has this insight when enrolling in a medical plan and also enrolling in a group plan. So stay tuned on that, that information. So does anybody have any questions on the standalone dental? All right, excellent. Over the next slide, Ben from Mitz and Holt is going to go over some of our marketing campaigns and give us some quick updates. So Ben, thank you. Take it away.
Thanks, John, and thank you, everybody. Again, Ben Cadwell, Account Director at Minson Hoke. So today, want to go through some updates on the marketing campaign, as John mentioned. So last we spoke, we provided an overview of the strategy for the fiscal year 22 campaign and the plans that we had in motion. Today, we'll go through a few slides as to what has happened over those the recent months, and then what are the areas of focus for the coming months. So just at a high level, the overview on the marketing campaign and the update. We have an integrated approach, meaning that we are combining our outreach through a mix of paid media, earned media coverage, community outreach, owned media assets, and then shared media being social media. So we'll go into detail a little bit more on each of those in subsequent slides. But our focus continues to be, of course, on small business owners and reaching brokers in each of those different channels. For our campaign goals, the main goal is to build awareness of Access Health CT small business in order to grow new membership through increased leads and connections, the retention efforts that John talked through for annual renewals, and increasing the leads and connections with the broker community. The paid media campaign timing runs from October 2021 to June 2022. In the months prior to that, outside of paid media, there's of course a number of efforts going on through community outreach and owned media and shared media as well. And then as far as the campaign messaging and the creative approach, we talked about last time in evolution for this year around this notion of coming together is what we've called the campaign, and it's centered around the Access Health CT small business team out in the community, supporting employers and employees as a trusted partner and resource. So we'll take a look on the next slide, if you don't mind, about with a 30-second video that we created to bring this campaign to life. You can jump to the next slide and click that link, please.
Okay, Martin, I'll take it from here. I have the video queued.
Yes, please.
Team, let me know if you can see. It looks like we're ready.
Access Health CT Small Business has always supported the Connecticut small business community with quality, affordable group health insurance. And when the community needs a pick-me-up, they can count on us too. We'll be there. Because business is about more than the name above the door. It's about the names behind it. See for yourself at accesshealthctsmallbiz.com.
So again, this campaign is really about focusing on the small business team and how they are part of the community, helping employers and employees as a trusted partner and resource. Any questions on the video before I keep on moving through? Okay. So the next couple slides, I want to just provide a high-level snapshot about some of the media efforts that are in motion right now. So really the focus for the media, the paid media, has been building awareness to this constant presence and mix of media partners. Digital efforts that I'll talk through are focused on driving website engagement and ultimately generating leads into the small business team. So the first section is outdoor media. So if you look at the picture over on the right there, we have a Parkville Market is a new food hall that's located in Hartford, and there's an outdoor installation that we created there where we've developed an elevator wrap and a giveaway campaign to generate some interest and some social media traction. We also have billboards in high traffic locations that are aligned with some of the targets that that John mentioned in different counties. So New London, New Haven, Middletown, Newington, and Bridgeport. We also had a very successful Yard Goats theme night that provided some great exposure and opportunity for the small business team. From a digital media end, we have a mix of banner ads, display banner ads that are running. We have 30-second video that we just saw. We also have 30-second audio radio spots with a number of different partners. That includes Pandora Streaming Radio, Hartford Business Journal, and New Haven Business, their e-newsletter placements there. Digital banner ads running on WNPR, in addition to some more broadcast media that I'll talk about in a second. WFSB, Facebook and LinkedIn sponsored posts, and then Reach Local is a paid search partner that we work with to make sure that we're out in that channel as well. So over to the right here, we have a couple images between the Yard Goats, the Parkville Market installation I mentioned, some of the examples of billboards, some of the display banner ads, and the Facebook social ads. Next slide, please. And then just to continue from a paid media snapshot and overview to touch on some of those other forms. So print media, there's a couple examples over to the right there. So Hartford Business Journal and New Haven Business, we have some full page ads and advertorials. The advertorials provide a great opportunity where we can provide some thought leadership out to the community and some of our target audiences. From a broadcast media end, if you look far to the right, a small screenshot of a campaign with WNPR that we have going on right now, titled Healthy Business, Healthy People, Healthy Business. And what this is it features real client testimonials that are interviewed by the WNPR team about why they decided to move forward with health insurance for their employees. And it's provided a great opportunity for clients to offer some testimonials and be featured in this campaign. We also have a simplified connected TV campaign, which serves streaming devices and allows that 30-second video to get out to more audiences. We also have a couple sponsorships with WFSB and WTNH where they're aligned with small businesses and morning business reports. Any questions on the paid media overview? Okay, we can jump to the next slide, please. Great. So PR and outreach. So this is an overview on just some of the efforts that have been going on this front. So in the goal at the top here, you'll see is really positioning Access Health CT small business as this trusted resource in the community and building some of the awareness of some of the newsworthy topics. Most recently, as you'll see on the right here, trying to focus around the employee participation waiver period that's going on right now. So there's been some great interviews that have been solidified with WFSB and WTNH, also CT News Junkie and NBC Connecticut. So we've seen some pickup around this period, distributed a press release around this. We've secured some interview opportunities. We've also, over the past several months, looked into local sponsorship opportunities, have also proceeded with some outreach to legislative contexts to promote the message of Access Health CT small business and specifically around the employee participation waiver period. In addition, we've also been connecting with local chambers and trade associations to continue to build those relationships and look for opportunities where we can have some speaking opportunities to get in front of their members and tell them about the benefits of group health insurance. Any questions? Okay. And then so for owned and shared media, so these are things like the website, the collateral materials, and also social media. So the goal with our owned and shared media efforts over the past several months has been just revitalizing the existing materials and content that's been out there to date with this creative evolution that we talked through. And developed also some new materials and techniques to increase awareness and drive digital engagement. So a long list here I'll touch on quickly and some examples over to the right. So collateral creation, making sure that we're updating the brochures and rate grids accordingly. We've developed some animated videos that are of use on social media and also the website. Again, supported some of the additional video creation for the campaign with 30-second and 15-second video spots. And also thought leadership and advertorial development to make sure that we're positioning Access Health CT small business as that trusted partner. Ongoing website updates, ongoing social content continues to be published on all platforms. We've also developed a newsletter that we're looking to release to provide some updates to the small business community and the broker community. Also, as John mentioned, with the standalone dental plan, supporting with email pre-renewal and renewals. And we're also implementing a Facebook Live Did You Know series that's under development right now, and also including broker conversations in that. So that's just a snapshot of what's going on from an owned media and social media standpoint. We can jump to the next slide. So just to summarize some initial observations over the past several months and areas of focus, the many campaign elements did start in late October and November from a paid media standpoint. There were obviously a number of efforts going on prior to that over the past several months. And with the paid media, what we continue to do is making sure that we're reviewing and refining and optimizing throughout the life of the campaign. Initial results that we've seen are pretty promising. The website performance has increased significantly over the past few months. It's doubled in page views and sessions in some of the specific site events, with more users coming in through that paid media efforts and through social media. As we'll start to see November results roll in over the coming weeks from our partners, we expect some of that reporting to give us some of those additional insights so that we can continue to optimize and refine. Nothing is really static. We want to continue to make sure that we're adjusting to see the best performance possible. And with that, on another note on that, we'll continue to rotate in new creative materials and messaging, not to keep anything stagnant, but of course we want to maintain interest and drive engagement. So we have a number of different materials that will rotate into the campaign throughout June 2022. A lot of these things will continue just at varying levels to make sure that we have a continued presence throughout the duration of the fiscal year. As we move into 2022, community outreach efforts with local chambers and trade associations and legislators and community organizations are going to be a major focus for us. We're really looking to secure speaking opportunities and any opportunities that we can for the small business team to spread awareness of the mission and services that they can provide to small business owners. In addition, further content development and digital engagement to hopefully drive leads will continue. Website optimizations, additional content such as more animated videos and blogs, newsletter implementation, and an email drip campaign series to small business owners is another effort that we're pursuing. And then finally, social media. The focus for there will be continue to see growth with the implementation of this new followership and engagement strategy that we've developed with the team, this Facebook Live series that we've mentioned, and testimonial-based content. So that's kind of an overview of where we plan to focus for the coming months as we continue to head towards 2022. This is year 3 of the campaign. We've continued to evolve every year, and we will continue to do so throughout the duration of this fiscal year, making sure that we're taking our learnings from performance into account and just refining and optimizing, as I mentioned before. Any questions?
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate the overview. At this moment, does anybody have any questions on any of the demographics, the numbers, the marketing, the direction? Paul, I have your takeaway. At the next meeting, we'll try to address that as best as we possibly can. Our goal is to show quarter over quarter, year over year. We also too are going to be adding a few additional slides into this next year. We want to make sure there was a takeaway last time on SIC codes and making sure we be able to show a year over year and a quarter over quarter growth in those industries. So we'll provide that at the next meeting also. But turn the floor over and see if anybody has any questions, wants, or needs.
Not a question, this is Pam, but just some recognition, I think, because we've come a long way, and this is great to see.
Thank you, Pam. Appreciate that.
I'll second that. If there's no other questions or comments, thank you everybody for coming today, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Mrs. Pam.
Thanks. Pam?
Seconded, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, I guess we have a vote on that. Marcin?
Yes, we do. Graham Ritter,
Yes.
Pam Rossack,
Yes.
Matthew Katz, Kevin Galvin,
Yes.
Alan Skinner, Shelley Sweet, Paul Philpott, Christopher McKiernan, and Paul Lombardo.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I guess we're adjourned. See you next time.
Have a great one, everybody. Be well.
Yeah.
Happy
Thank you.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays to all.
Yep.
Thank you all.
Thank you.